Have you ever dismissed something a child said, only to later regret it? I used to think that imaginary friends were just a normal part of growing up, a way for children to process the world. Nothing more than make. I now believe some imaginary friends aren't imaginary at all. But after what happened to my daughter, it sat at the edge of a wooded area where the trees were so tall and close together that they blocked out most of the light during the day. The locals called it the Hollow. I thought it was just a nickname. It started when we moved into a new house on the outskirts of a quiet little town. My husband had passed away the year before in a car accident, and I wanted a fresh start for me and my 6-year-old daughter. Leela, the house was beautiful, a bit old, but charming. I was relieved, until one morning at breakfast, she told me about Mara. The first week went by without incident. Lila seemed to love her new room and even started sleeping through the night again. Mara's my new friend, she said cheerfully. She lives in my closet. Kids have imaginary friends all the time, especially during big changes. Maybe this was her way of coping with the move. I smiled and nodded, thinking nothing of it. I'd read enough parenting books to know not to But over the next few days, Lila started talking about Mara constantly. She doesn't like the sun. She says I'm not allowed to tell you things. It showed a black figure, all scribbles and red eyes, standing beside her bed. She had drawn herself in the corner, crying. Above it, in a child's scrawl, she'd written, Mara at night. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but I saw her nodding, like she was agreeing to something. She wants me to stay in the closet with her at night. I'd hear whispers from Lila's room late at night, soft, breathy voices. She looked toward the closet, and the door opened by itself. Tall, dark, hunched, just standing there, watching her. Once, I swore I heard someone humming a lullaby, but every time I opened the door, it was silent. Inside, that last part gave me chills. I had to know if this Mara had ever been mentioned before. I ran to her room as fast as I could. Still, I assumed it was just imagination, until I started noticing things. Toys began moving on their own. I'd find them arranged in strange circles or stacked in impossible ways. One night, I walked past her room and saw the closet door wide open. Lila was sitting in front of it, whispering. When I asked her what she was doing, she just smiled. Mara says, "You're not ready yet." That's where the hollow child disappeared. No body, no trace. The window, which I had locked, was wide open. No woods, no closets, just gone. A week later, I found one of her drawings on the fridge. She usually drew rainbows, dogs, flowers, but this one was different. My stomach dropped. That same night, I installed a baby monitor in her room. I just wanted peace of mind. What I saw on that footage shattered it. Around 2:43 a.m., Leela sat upright in bed. She wasn't asleep. In closets, in the woods, waiting to play again. I swear to you, no drafts, no tricks. It just creaked open slowly. Then she got out of bed and walked to it. And though the room was dark, the night vision showed something. It looked like a figure. Thin, pale, eyes black as voids. Her voice was soft, but every syllable shook me to my bones. Lila held out her hand to it, and the monitor suddenly went static. She was standing by the window, whispering, "She says you're close now. She says you'll understand soon." That next morning, I took the day off work and went to the town library. The librarian was hesitant at first, but when I mentioned our address, her face went pale. "That place," she whispered. 30 years ago, a girl named Mara lived in our house. She was known to play in the woods alone. One night, she vanished. Her mother claimed she was taken by the shadows. Everyone chalked it up to grief, but some say they still see Mara. That night, I locked Lila's closet and kept her in my room. I read to her until she fell asleep. Around 3 a.m., I woke to a freezing cold breeze in the room, and standing at the edge of the bed was a figure. He said I wasn't real. I grabbed Lila and screamed. The lights flickered. The air grew thick. And then, silence. She was gone. We moved out the next day, left everything behind. Leela hasn't spoken of Mara since, but sometimes I catch her staring into corners, listening. We live in a well-lit apartment now. Still, I keep the lights on at night, just in case. If your child tells you about their imaginary friend, don't just laugh it off. Listen, watch, because some imaginary friends are just waiting to be remembered.